early Monday morning. Yeah, and we still working out here. Still working. How are you all doing out here? All of my Chicagoans? Yes, it's been a great, fantastic day. I'm burning the oil tonight. I got to keep it a little low. Some people in the house got to go to work tomorrow, okay? So I got to keep it a little low, okay? Needless to say, you all, the country is in an uproar. Which we will get to in a minute. However, here it is. You have 19 dead and 2 that were fatally shot and killed here in Chicago. 19 shot. That is a big difference from what we had the week before, which was 58 people shot to 19 people. Is that because of the presence of ICE in Chicago? I don't think so. Because crime is still going on. Shootings are still going on. Killings, robberies, carjackings, all of that is still going on right here in the city of Chicago. Here it is. You had a 26-year-old woman shot in her head, dead, right over here on the 1700 block of North Kimball, which is right off of North Avenue. For those of you who don't live in Chicago, yeah, right off of North Avenue and Kimball, aka Holman Street, drove up, cut a TV off. Area 5 police are investigating, but no one is in custody yet. A 17-year-old man lost his life, young man lost his life. Where? On the south side of Chicago, on 113th and Carpenter. Lost his life. How did he do that? Just standing on the sidewalk. Just standing on the sidewalk. Abbas Bastani, peace and blessing to you. To everybody that's out there in the chat room, I want to say thank you for being here, because you could have been somewhere else doing something else with someone else, but you decided to stop by to see what we had to say, and we are very grateful for you supporting this channel. And by all means, before we continue on, if you haven't done so already, press that subscribe button, press the notification bell, the word all, to help ensure that you get notifications when we upload videos on YOUTUBE, and also press those condiments, the like and the share. Share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. 19 dead, shot. Not dead, shot. Who we got out here? Jake, hey man. Mystic Boy, hello bro. Thank you all for being out there, for supporting this channel. I want to thank you all. I send a shout out to all of you all that's in that chat room. That is Abbas, that is Jake, and that is Mystic. Shouts out to you. Okay? Not only do we still have these shootings and killings going on despite ICE being here, I mean, you can go up and down 290 or 94. You know, you can be coming around the ramp on 94, going on 290, Ida B. Wells, Eisenhower, you know what I mean? But all against those ramps, you have ICE agent cars. The expressway is swarmed with police officers. ICE agents, that is. ICE agents, white trucks with cherries and all that good stuff. Who else we got out there, Jake? So what's this channel about? This channel is about current events. This channel is about enlightening the minds of those who are on the same frequency that we are on. Basically, it's about you. It's about the information that we get, that we reveal to you. Possibly you don't know, possibly you do know. And if you do know, maybe we'll give you another perspective on the situation or the report or story. Can you say edited by Mystic Void? What's edited by Mystic Void? What's edited? Me? They always edited me. Censored, okay? But needless to say, you all, we're having a great time out here. And if you are into world history or religion, meaning we have a religious person on this channel who asked about this, JJ. We have episodes of We Got That Smoke with Minister Louis Farrakhan. We Got That Smoke with Dr. John Henry Clark. We Got That Smoke with Dr. Francis Cresswell Seen. We Got That Smoke with Dr. Amos Wilson. Information, historical information for black people and white people. See, when you give information about black people, white people learn. And when you give information about white people, black people learn. So we all learn. Everybody benefits. So this channel is for all. It's not specified for one specific section of a people. It's for everybody who wants to view it and share the information. That's what we're about here, Jake. We are about right versus wrong. We're about black history. We are about world history. We are about current events. We are about spreading news to people who may not know or do know, once again. But we all have our opinion, and that's something that we are entitled to, just like you, Jay. Hey, who else we got out there? I'm going to make a edit for you. What kind of edit are you going to make for me, Mystic Void? Are you going to tell YouTube to hurry up and send me my PIN number? Huh? Yeah. I went on a rant about that in another video, but needless to say, 19 shot, 2 dead. And you had a Louis Vuitton store that was broken into here on the Magnificent Mile in Chicago. The bandits broke into the store, put all of the items inside of the getaway car. Then they got in the getaway car speeding away and had a crash. All of them went to jail. All of them went to jail, and the crash was deadly. Yeah, right over here in Walton, in Michigan. Absolutely bananas. Happened at 5:30 in the morning. 5:30 in the morning. And the police was pursuing them, you know. But it was another getaway car too, and they caught him on the south side on Lakeshore Drive. Yes, south Lakeshore Drive. Caught him, all 7 of them, bozos, dumb. They didn't have to have the accident if they just would have slowed down. If they just would have slowed down and watched where they were going, despite the fact they had the police on their ass. Needless to say, they shouldn't have been doing it anyway. Just like those other guys that broke into the Rolex shop over here on Michigan Avenue. Dummies, broad daylight, went to jail. This happened at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So ICE is not stopping anything. Not even the Mexican Independence Day parade that took place in Little Village. In fact about it, there were no federal ICE agents at all. None. That disturbed the parade for the Mexicans in Little Village, which I am surprised about. I'm very surprised about that because, you know, it was a Mexican fest and ICE agents are looking for immigrants or undocumented people that they can detain, lock up, you know. But things went well. But things didn't go well for this young man by the name of Jamal Edwards. Jamal Edwards is a 23-year-old black man who was involved with a non-for-profit group called Ceasefire here in Chicago. Now, if you don't know who and what Ceasefire is a non-for-profit organization here in Chicago that tries to steer youth from violence, keep them out of trouble, even have concerts in Garfield Park that I've attended personally and recorded and aired it on my show, on this channel, Years ago. Just keep going all the way down to the bottom. We'll upload the videos. You'll find it, okay? But needless to say, Jamal Edwards, the 23-year-old, got 22 years in federal prison for doing what? Just the opposite of what he was preaching. He was preaching anti-violence, but he was committing violence all day. 3 carjackings. 3 carjackings. And threatened all of the victims with the gun. In fact about it, he shot one of the victims. According to the reports, the victim was at a fast food eatery. Jamal Edwards jumped in his car with the gun, told him to get out. He got right out of his car. Didn't argue, didn't fuss with him, got right out. As Jamal was leaving the culprit in his vehicle, he asked the victim, why wasn't he scared? I don't know what the victim said. It didn't say in the report. But Jamal ended up shooting the man in his leg after the fact that he drove around the block or around the restaurant, drove around the restaurant establishment, then came back and got his phone and his wallet. And believe it or not, no one wanted to help call the police for the man. Damn. Here in Chicago, city of gangsters. City of gangsters. And you had other 2 men that were shot over here in the Gresham neighborhood. 2 shot and 1 critical over here on 85th Street, 85th and Sangamon. Guy drove up in an SUV. Him and the victims had some words, and luckily no one died from that altercation. But it's sad that you never know when you're going to die, when you're going to go. When will be the last time that you will see your family members? When was the last, if you're going to make it to your bed, if you're going to go to work tomorrow? You don't know here. Here in the city of Chicago, you don't know, because anything can happen and jump off at any point. Just like you had federal ICE agents here in Chicago who fatally shot and killed a man in Franklin Park, right on Grand Street, Grand and Emory. If you get on Grand Street and you go west, like 8000 West, 9000 West, about 9000 West, you end up there in Franklin Park, on Emory Street, on Grand, where the ICE agents, according to the report, were stopping vehicles, asking for proof of citizenships, driver's license, ID, green card, whatever they were asking for. But according to the reports, the man who was driving the car, after being asked for his documents, immediately took off and dragged the ICE agent with him. Now, there were other ICE agents who was in front of the vehicle because they were stopping people as they was showing up and leaving, right? But the car ended up under a truck. Yeah, as he was trying to get away, and as the ICE agent cut off the man's TV, the man drove his car and ended up under a truck. ICE agents here in Chicago, but you see the violence is still going on. The fighting is still going on. The carjacking is still going on. The shooting and the murdering and the robberies are still going on. But once again, we really don't need no National Guards. As you see, the numbers went down. And like I said, it's not because of ICE, because we still got murder here. We still got murder here. And Homeland Security is under fire for the shooting and killing of that man, despite the fact that ICE agents say that the man was trying to run them over after injuring their officer. Huh? Crazy. So be careful out there, because Donald Trump is talking about sending National Guards to Memphis. That's according to the latest reports. This is what we talk about here, Jay. Current events, okay? Events like Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk. I did a live on him the other night. I talked about him so much. But there are some things that I left out about Charlie Kirk. You know, with all of the ranting that he was doing about black people and about LGBTQ, however you pronounce that. With all of the rants that he was going on about black people, Charlie Kirk never said one thing about the filth and the beastly behavior his ancestors did to black people to place them in the condition in which they're in. I'm just saying. Who else we got out there? One message here for review. Nobody talked about that. Nobody talked about the oppression, the slave block selling, the rape, the murder. You know, Charlie Kirk never talked about that. He never said one thing what white America has done to black people. Only thing he kept saying was derogatory things about black people. And that got a lot of people upset. That got a lot of people upset. And then you have the nerve of some black people who felt sorry for the man and how we got assassinated. Who we got out there? We got Skyra Dejong. We got Watermelon. Hey, how you all doing? Can you sing Hit the Road, Jack? But guess what? Even if I sing that, I'm always coming back. So I see you want to be one of those antagonizers. But that's okay. We're glad that you're here too, because we like haters too, because we teach haters too. You understand what I'm saying? Jake, this is what we do here. Skyra Dejong, my day was absolutely fabulous. Had a great time dealing with fabulous people. Fabulous people. I had a ball with the people from the E-Team. For those of you who don't know, well, find out what the E-Team is. Go to the videos, okay? Johnny B. So you basically lived 300 years in the past. Congratulations, you're the reason racism is still alive. How am I the reason that racism is still alive when I don't control any racism? I never said anything about racism. If I'm speaking about 300 years behind, why was Charlie Kirk talking about it? Did you ask Charlie Kirk why he was talking about things that happened 300 years ago? No, because he never said it. You know why? Because he didn't want the world to know or put himself in the implications of him telling white secrets or white history or white wrong. See, we hear right versus wrong, man. And what white people did to black people was wrong. What the Arab people did to black people was wrong. Period. You can chop it how you want to. It was wrong, man. Just like Tyler Robinson, the assassinator of Charlie Kirk. Do you think he was wrong? Do you think that he was 300 years behind? Huh? We just saying. Tyler Robinson, whom they say was having an affair with a trans. Who cares if he was having an affair with this trans? That was his bedroom life. That was his personal life. Didn't have nothing to do with Charlie Kirk, but then again, it probably did. Because Charlie Kirk was talking about, you know, people who are trans and people who are gay, and people get upset. Hell, the teachers of Tyler Robinson, the assassinator of Charlie Kirk, said that he was a smart student. He didn't bother anybody. Everybody respected him. He was a social person, normal kid. But what changed? What changed in Tyler Robinson to make him go after Charlie Kirk? You have to ask yourself that. And you have to ask yourself another question. Just out of curiosity. He was killed while at the same time he was pressing Donald Trump about those Epstein files. See, y'all got to remember that too. Who we got out here? What's up, Watermelon? Go cry more. Johnny, don't disrespect him. Disrespect who? Charlie Kirk? I'm not disrespecting Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk disrespected himself, obviously, because Tyler Robinson assassinated him. I'm just saying. I'm not disrespecting the man. I'm telling the truth about the man. And if you don't like the truth, I'm sorry that you feel like Charlie Kirk. Everybody want to talk about, oh, his poor wife and his poor kids and this and that. Well, hell, there was a lot of black leaders that were killed by white America that had wife and children. Prime example would be Malcolm X had a wife and 6 kids, okay? Dr. Martin Luther King had a wife and 3 or 4 kids. So what's your point? Nobody disrespecting him, but Charlie Kirk disrespected Dr. Martin Luther King, didn't he? Charlie Kirk disrespects black people, didn't he? Charlie Kirk disrespected gay people, didn't he? Charlie Kirk disrespected trans people, didn't he? Charlie Kirk pressed Donald Trump for those Epstein's files, didn't he? Y'all do the math on that, okay? Y'all do the math on that. And do you think his killer, Charlie Kirk, will even make it to prison? Do you think he will survive in prison? Or do you think he would get murdered? Or do you think he would possibly hang himself? Do you think he'll make it to trial? I'm just saying. The world is watching and waiting. I mean, this guy, the, what's the word, conservative activist, got teachers fired, got firefighters fired. Hey, a prime example was this here now. I know that this cat, this Charlie Kirk dude, is big here in America, but obviously some people felt that way too in the country of Canada. The city of Toronto in Canada has a school teacher who has been suspended for showing 10-year-olds and 11-year-olds the video of Charlie Kirk and his speeches and of him being assassinated, and told the children in his classroom, his students, that he deserved to die. Now, what do you say about that? What do you say about that? Now, if you ever been to Canada like I have, you know damn well that that teacher wasn't black. I'm just saying. However, here in America, in Westchester, New York, we have a school cop who was immediately fired for her, what they said jokingly about the death of Charlie Kirk. According to the reports, she said that that assassinator was overqualified who shot you in the neck, honey bunny. Yeah. And when they found that out, she was fired. Freedom of speech. Well, obviously, freedom of speech is no freedom of speech. Now, I say that based upon the fact that anytime anybody speaks their mind, whether they're right or whether they're wrong, you're always going to be right or wrong to somebody. But if you're dead to the wrong, you know that you're dead to the wrong. But Charlie Kirk lost his life and he had freedom of speech. Malcolm X, Abraham Lincoln, all of the presidents who had their life attempted on, and those who got killed, all had freedom of speech. Hell. And they, some of them, all of the presidents, with the exception of Lincoln, when he was forced to sign the Emancipation Proclamation because it was dividing the country, he tried to save the country. Not that he felt bad for black people. He didn't care if black people stayed in slavery. However, he did sign the papers, executive order, but it was to keep the country apart. I mean, to keep it together versus it being apart. Charlie Kirk was trying to continuously spread racism across America on these college campuses. Yeah, even white people say, some of them say that they're glad that he's dead. Some of them say that they're glad that he's dead. What do I have to say about that? I ain't got nothing to say about what white people say about what they think about who killed their own and why, or if he deserved to die. But white people was waiting and hoping that it was a black man, and it was a white man. Sorry, you all couldn't kick off the racial war that you wanted to, at least at this moment. But black people, y'all get prepared. And all of you good white people, y'all get prepared too, to stand on the other side of the fence versus the oppressors and people who condone racism. Just like Donald Trump. Donald Trump condones racism. In fact, he's one of the reasons why this country is going up in smoke. Just think about it. When Donald Trump was first elected, what was out? COVID, all of a sudden. The country still went down economically because everybody was out of jobs. And what happens on Donald Trump's second term in office? Everybody's out of jobs. Everybody's out of jobs. Shouldn't I tell you something? Right there. Not to mention the fact that Donald Trump has stopped $350 million in grant funding to HBCUs. Yeah, historical black colleges and universities. He has stopped $350 million from reaching those schools. And he has stopped funding for those indigenous people in Alaska who's going to school. Anybody that's black, anybody that's indigenous, anybody that y'all want to consider minority, he has cut their school funding. $350 million. Not to mention the fact that these colleges were under threat by who? Some white people. See? Some white people, the same people who shot and killed Tyler Robinson. Black colleges and universities didn't have anything to do with that. Tyler Robinson grew up in Utah. Huh? He didn't go to a historical black college or university. He went to a white university, but dropped out, but ended up going to a technical school. Needless to say, he went to the white university. You see? We didn't do that. But you don't have Donald Trump saying anything about the threats that these colleges and universities receive because of the death of Charlie Kirk. He didn't say a word. In fact, about it, Donald Trump can care less. Why? Because he can keep the attention diverted off of him from them Epstein files. How much have we heard about the Epstein files since Charlie Kirk got killed? Zilch. Nothing. Huh? Nothing. What we got here? More. I can say what I want. No, I mean disrespecting you, not Charlie Kirk, saying you're just stuck in the past. No, he didn't. You're obviously delusional. Got vote blue some more. Huh? Go vote blue some more. I don't vote at all. Voting is for suckers. Are you a voter there? Johnny B? Are you a voter out there? That means that you're a lollipop. Huh? Not unless you're one of those privileged white people or you are a right-winger. But voting is for suckers. All of those who in office only oppress those who were already oppressed. Voting for what? To make America great again? America was great before white people came over here. How about that? America was great before we had like Charlie Kirk over here. Before all of those vagabonds came from Europe. All of those prisoners that came from Europe, they weren't geniuses. They were criminals. Anything else you would like to say out there, Johnny B? One Truth Media Company. We are Charlie Kirk. We are Charlie Kirk. We are. Okay, One Truth Media Company. Shots out to you. Thank you for being here, because you could have been somewhere else with someone else doing something else. But we're glad that you decided to stop by so that you can get what we have to say about Charlie Kirk, about 19 people being shot, about 2 dead, about the ICE agents, and all of the other stories that I talked about that led up to this point. You see, I don't have to convince anybody of anything. The proof is right there in the pudding. The only thing you have to do is be real with yourself. Be real with yourself. And most people can't do that because they live in a fantasy world. And all of us live in this fantasy world if we've been educated from kindergarten to 12th grade. We've been in a delusional state all of that time when we were in school, because they never really taught you the truth anyway, except maybe reading and math. Science is even questionable. I'm just saying, don't you think? Science is all about theory. Some things are proven, but a lot of what they have in science is unproven. Just like for all of those black people that's out there who is feeling bad about Charlie Kirk. I just don't understand their mindset. It's like they have Stockholm syndrome. Yeah, loving the person who don't like you. Loving the person who abuses you, talk about you bad, but you still love them. That's a sign of a person who is dealing with some insanity. You see? Johnny B out there. Would you love someone who despises you? Would you love someone who oppresses you? Would you love someone who treats you bad? Would you love someone that talk about you, your mama, your daddy, your grandpa? Would you love anybody like that without them telling the truth about themselves? Would you love somebody like that, Johnny B? And all you Charlie Kirk fans that's out there, J.D. Vance has a Charlie Kirk show airing tomorrow at the White House, meaning today, Monday, at noon. Yeah. So here at the Central Time here, in 10 hours, if you're on the East Coast, it's 9 hours. If you're on the West Coast, you got about 12 hours, okay, to view the Charlie Kirk show that J.D. Vance is doing. He's the host of this tribute to Charlie Kirk. According to the reports, Charlie Kirk and J.D. Vance were quite well-known associates even before J.D. Vance was a VP. According to the reports, J.D. Vance and Charlie Kirk became friends during his 2021 campaign for senator. And Charlie Kirk helped him get that senator seat. Charlie Kirk helped Donald Trump get elected. But Charlie Kirk also kept pressing once again on those Epstein files. Y'all think about that. Something strange about that. Just put the pieces together or connect the dots. You see, Charlie Kirk has some mayors in the state of Illinois, some mayors in Illinois who have half-mast the flag for him. Not here in the city of Chicago. Ain't no half-mast here. And we don't want ICE, and we don't want the National Guard. Nope. And we most definitely did not want Charlie Kirk. Even though Charlie Kirk did speak here, he had some type of start here as well, if I'm not mistaken. Did a lot of things here in Illinois, went to a lot of college campuses. And like I said, he had over 850 chapters. Yeah. Of the Turning Point USA. I'm just saying. So, you think about that. And was Tyler Robinson a hero? Is the question that I want to ask all of you people that's out there, even the fans of Charlie Kirk. What do you think about Tyler Robinson? What do you think about him, One Truth Media Company? What do you think about Tyler Robinson? We would love to hear your feedback on that, seeing that we're doing this LIVE. What you got there? Johnny, leave with your negative attitude. Your energy is not welcome here. Mr. X, freedom of speech only for some. You right. What's that, Mr. X? Yes, freedom of speech is only for some, meaning for the billionaires. The billionaires. The billionaires, and Donald Trump is oppressing everybody in the country. He don't care what color you are in the crayon box. And there is a lot of programs that he really wants to get rid of, but he can't because it affects too many white people. That's keeping it a buck. I bet Charlie Kirk didn't talk about that, did he? Huh? He didn't talk about that, but that's the truth. Donald Trump is crippling the country. He didn't care about Charlie Kirk. He used Charlie Kirk and used him as far as he can use him and got rid of him. Or he's glad that Charlie Kirk is gone. Now, Donald Trump, or you can sit here and say that Donald Trump feels bad about it. Hell, if I was Donald Trump, I would feel glad that he's gone. Despite him helping me get into office. Because he got to prying into my business trying to keep me on Front Street. And if the Epstein files come out and resurface, Donald Trump is finished. Finished. Do you see all of the distractions that came around the time when people were really focused? Like, we're going to get you. We're going to get you, Donald Trump. And then, you got all these distractions that Donald Trump put in front of the American people to keep the focus off of him. What's that? Who said we couldn't have two black presidents? Hey, well, according to the Articles of Confederation, we already had one. But we'll take another one if we can. But white America, they're not ready for that. They're not ready for that. And even if America did get another black president, he still wouldn't be ruling. He still ain't going to change nothing for black folks. Because white people will still be calling the shots. And he'll just be a puppet. Just as Donald Trump is a puppet. And if he don't do what his boss says, he going to end up like Charlie Kirk. 100. Y'all don't think that Donald Trump got a boss? You don't think those billionaires are his bosses? You don't think that he is being controlled by an outside force? Donald Trump is an ant to the people who is telling him what to do. And like I said, if he don't dance to their tune, and if he don't do what they tell him to do, he just may get a neck shot too. Like Kennedy did. Damn. Pow. Like Martin Luther King did. You know what I'm saying? They know you're going to die that way. That's for sure. Shoot you right by that jugular vein, baby. Everything is gushing out. Yeah. So y'all think about that. What do I think? What's going to happen? Get ready for a race war. They're just waiting for an excuse They're just waiting for an excuse. So if you're not combat ready, get street ready, which is combat ready. And if you're not, you're going to be sheep for the slaughterhouse. Yeah. And like I said, all you good white folks, y'all need to come on this side over here, okay? If you're really about what you're about. Right versus wrong has nothing to do with color. Has nothing to do with color. Right versus wrong. Who else we got out there? Juan M, message for review. Who is that? Rex? Rafasaurus? Greetings from the UK. What's going out there, UK? I appreciate you. I appreciate the brother that's out there in the UK. Shouts out to you. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you. Juan M must got some bad things to say to me because his message is being restricted. Up for review. Good for that sucker, because we don't need that negative energy in here. We don't need that negative energy. Keep it to yourself there, Juan. Oh, it said R.I.P. Kirk. Okay, R.I.P. Kirk. We got you. Stephen Bill. How is he crippling the country? What? Stephen Bill, are you serious? How is Donald Trump crippling the country? Have you seen the people that are out of jobs? That's number one. Have you seen how meatpacking plants and other small businesses are closing abruptly? Have you seen how the education funding has been cut? Have you seen how these DEI programs have been cut? Have you seen how housing has been chopped or on freeze? Have you seen what's going on with these ICE agents? Have you seen what's going on with all of these illegal arrests, detainments? Have you seen any of that? Have you seen how Donald Trump disgraced Democrat politicians? Have you seen that? Have you seen how Donald Trump don't care about nobody but Donald Trump and the billionaires? Have you seen how Donald Trump has cut Medicaid, Medicare, whatever it is? Have you seen what Donald Trump is doing to veterans, people who have fought for this country? And you don't see how Donald Trump is crippling the country? Are you a MAGA supporter, Stephen Bill? Or are you like Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles, blind? Ask anybody in the chat room. Can you see how Donald Trump is continuously spreading racism? Now let me ask you something. As a president, do you think Donald Trump is right, or do you think Donald Trump is wrong, Stephen Bill? I'm just saying. One M, message retracted. Very happily. Biden. Yeah. And according to the reports, Tyler Robinson, trans lover, was a Biden supporter, at least online. That's according to the reports. We need a real man of God in. We do, Juan. I agree with that. But that's hard to find right now, seeing that all of the men of God are being killed. Just like they killed Jesus, they killed every man of God that speak righteousness for all people. See? They kill them off. And then you get someone who is always for the right wing. Never for the good of all of the people. Just good for a certain section of the people. Just good for those people who support white supremacy. Just good for those people who support white culture. not all culture here in America, but just white culture. You know, it's funny. How is it that immigrants came over here from Europe, stole the land, and then running? Because they killed everybody. And then put them in chains. Then starved them, raped them, lynched them, castrated them, burned them on fire, lynched them, fooled them, tricked them. As who's that said that? That great chief? White man speak false tongue. Yeah. White man speak with false tongue. Yeah. If you are a Christian, listen to his words close. Christians, are you a Christian? Because Christians are the ones who enslaved black people here in America. Huh? And you still want to talk about Christians? Where was it? In fact about it, how can I say this, man? I gotta watch what I say here. God didn't protect Jesus, okay? So Christianity ain't got nothing to do with it. But it does, because Christianity is white supremacy. So, nah, we don't need a Christian anything. If you study Christianity and you look inside that book that you call Bible, the Word of God, you will see that God never chose a politician to do his job. You see? Huh. Interesting, huh? But you know what God told the people? God told the people this in your own Bible. You don't need a king. I'm your king. But if you want a king, vote for one. Vote for one and you'll have one. And you will see how your life is going to be further destroyed. Because you still didn't listen. You're going to listen to a man of evil versus your internal source where God exists. You're going to disregard all of your own divinity for a man that you don't know. And that's what happens when people go vote. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Who we got? Juan M, no color. ZZ. What's going on, ZZ? ZZZ? Got 5 Z's, okay? Shouts out to you, ZZ, ZZZ. Shouts out to you, Juan M. Shouts out to, we got Rofus. How do you pronounce that, man? Raphaelsaurus Rex. More black families have become more money under Trump. Where? Where? In fact about it, how many black people do Trump have in his administration? Seeing that you're talking about black people and Trump. How is that possible when Trump has taken jobs from everybody? In fact about it, seeing that you're talking about black people and jobs, black men has always been underemployed versus black women in this era of history. And Trump just made a lot of more black women lose their jobs. Just like he just made a lot of white people lose their jobs too. Just like he just made a lot of Mexicans lose their jobs. A lot of Puerto Ricans lose their jobs. Hell, Donald Trump made some of those Hyundai people, those Korean people down there in Georgia, he just made them lose their job. And the state of Georgia had a contract with Hyundai. And South Korea is pissed off right now, which may involve economic trouble. here in America because of Donald Trump. Everybody's losing their jobs, man. It's getting tough out here. Cut off things for senior people. Hell, this man is even cutting people off of food stamps, man. How low can you go, man? How low can you go? For all of you Trump supporters that's out there. If you are on the level, mind thinking wavelength that Donald Trump is, you're just like Donald Trump, which says a lot about you. Which says a lot about you. And if you are on the same track-mindedness or like-mindedness of Charlie Kirk, that says a lot about you. You see, if you are with or on the side of Tyler Robinson, that says a lot about you. I'm not on neither one of their side. I'm not on either one of their side. It's right versus wrong. It's a shame that he lost his life. But like I said, a lot of great leaders, black and white, have lost their lives for speaking the truth. Did Charlie Kirk speak truth? Charlie Kirk spoke racism. He spoke some truth. He did speak some truth. I'm not going to say that he didn't. Because what I did like about Charlie Kirk and him speaking was about man being with man and woman being with woman. Now, I agree with him on that. And that's just our standpoint, okay? And we are entitled to that. But there is more reasons that Charlie Kirk got killed, okay? Just not for saying stuff about trans and gay people, not just for saying something about black people, like I said. And we didn't kill him. We didn't kill him. I'm just saying, the #1 domestic terrorist in America killed Charlie Kirk. We didn't do it. Okay? We didn't do it. We had nothing to do with it. But like I said, some people don't feel bad that he's gone. Some people don't feel bad that he's gone. They hate that he probably lost his life behind it, but, you know, that's what happens. That's what happens. Bad things happen to good people, and bad things happen to bad people, okay? Period. Good things happen to good people, and good things happen to bad people as well. We all get a side of each. No, let me get this right. We all get a side of the coin in our life. We get good and we get bad. Even if we're rich or even if we're poor, we still get both sides of the coin, good and bad. Okay? And another thing Charlie Kirk didn't talk about. Charlie Kirk did not talk about how great black men and women were here in America until white people destroyed it. We had our own economy. We had our own meccas. And the white men destroyed it. Huh? Isn't that right, Charlie Kirk fans? But he never spoke about that, did he? He never told the truth about white people. Huh? But he got to talking too much. And he talked so much that Tyler Robinson got tired of him talking. Tyler Robinson wanted to put the man on mute permanently. And that's what he did. We didn't have nothing to do with that. Put the man on mute permanently. But like I said, at noontime, depending upon what time zone you're in, you know when it's 12 o'clock in D.C., maybe they'll put it on the news. Maybe it'd be like a special broadcast across the country. I think that's what it's going to be. Because they want everybody to see this. Like I said, you even have Canadians out there that's losing their jobs over Charlie Kirk. Damn. Even Israel leader Netanyahu. Whew. Huh? Even Netanyahu said that Charlie Kirk was a good man. And that, he said that he lost his life. Think about that. Even in Israel. And who lives in Israel? Those people that they call, the Khazars are there, okay? The people that they call Jews. And he was friends with Netanyahu. So he supported all that the Jews are doing to those Palestinians over there. Now, is that right or is that wrong? Is that right or is that wrong? Huh? For all of you Charlie Kirk fans that's out there, is that right or wrong? Talk to me out there. Who we got? Juan M. It's a relationship with God, but not religion. But I don't say Christian, but I want no more just a follow. Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you on that, Juan. But do you think that America, the safe haven for satanic behavior, is going to put a godly man in office that represents all of the people? Hell no. J. Edgar Hoover said that the next time that black people ever have a figure, a Jesus Christ or a Malcolm X, that they can look up to that's going to respond to their injustice, we're going to make him. So we're not going to worry about what he's going to do because we're going to be controlling him. And this is the same thing with white people. I don't understand what Caucasians today don't understand, that they are in the same boat as many black people are. The only thing that white people can say today that are in the same boat that black people are in is that they're white and they're not black. Nobody wants to be black today. But everybody wants to do what black people do, but they don't want to be black. They don't want to be like me because they still want to receive that privileged treatment. Even if they're poor white people. Some white people say they'd rather be poor and white than be black. Just ask the people around you, the people who hang with Charlie Kirk. And they would even tell you they would rather just be poor, period, than be black. Foolishness. Damn, white people who are followers of Charlie Kirk should be thanking black people. Why? Because if it wasn't for black people, if it wasn't for people who are gay, or if it wasn't people who are trans, Charlie Kirk wouldn't have nothing to talk about. So y'all should really be thanking us, okay? Y'all should really be thanking us versus hating on us. I'm just saying. Sean Jagger, you speak the truth. I appreciate you, Sean Jasper. Shouts out to you, Sean Jasper. Thank you for being here, because you could have been somewhere else with someone else doing something else, but you decided to stop by here this early Monday morning to see what we had to say about the 19 people shot, about the 2 people dead, about the ICE agents in Chicago, the robberies, the carjackings, the murders, guys going to prison, and Charlie Kirk, and Tyler Robinson, and J.D. Vance, and Donald Trump, and historical black colleges and universities, and how they got their money frozen. We thank you for listening to all of that. You see? George Stevens, Gregory Stevens, the Bible said he was coming. The Bible said who was coming? Jesus? Okay, Gregory, no, I want to go back to that. Yeah, Gregory Stevens. if Jesus is coming, if that's what you're talking about, because you're talking about the Bible, right? And you're talking about somebody's coming. So if it's Jesus, most people wouldn't recognize Jesus if he gave them his driver's license, his credit card, or a social security number. They still wouldn't recognize Jesus. So who are you looking for to come, Gregory Stevens? People that I know, Christians. Yeah, Christians. I don't care if you're Episcopalian. I don't care if you're Methodist. I don't care if you're Baptist. I don't care if you're Pentecostal. You know, if you believe in the Bible, how many of your generations of family have been waiting on Jesus? And he ain't never showed up, man. How many? Huh? What is he going to look like? Where's he coming from? Even in the Bible, see, you talking about Jesus. Or are you talking about Charlie Kirk? Because if you thought that Charlie Kirk was Jesus, you're crazy. I would have to say you're crazy. So I'm thinking you're talking about Jesus. But like I said, if Jesus is coming back, when is he coming back? Don't you know that the government is waiting for him to come back so they can kill him again? Don't you know that the people who killed him before is waiting for him to come back so that they can kill him again? I'm just saying. You think about that, Gregory Stevens. Amber White, amen. Shouts out to you, Amber White. Thank you for being here. Gregory Stevens, you better have more money. The price is doubled. Yeah, everything is doubled. Everything is triple. Under Donald Trump. Under Donald Trump. This goes back to the question that someone left in the comment section during this live about how is Donald Trump crippling America? How is Donald Trump crippling the economy? And who said that there? Gregory Stevens. You just answered it. I think Johnny B said something about that in the live comment section. I think that was you, Johnny B. But yeah, Donald Trump is crippling the country. Dennis Edwards. Kirk hired Candace Owens. You know, yo, Candace Owens. Oh my God. Yeah, he hired Candace Owens. Now, Candace Owens is the black woman, right? But she's married to a white man who family owned slaves. Do you hear me? I know who Candace Owens is. She is very articulate, very smart, one of the smartest black women that I know, but she's also controversial to her own self when she married her slave master's descendant. I'm just saying. You mean to tell me all of these black men that's out here, Candace Owens couldn't find a black man? I'm just saying. Yeah. Stockholm Syndrome. Okay? Stockholm Syndrome. Yeah. Yeah, Candace Owens was crying. I know about Candace Owens. Yeah, I like watching Candace Owens. She teach me some things. Even though there's a lot of times that she's not on the righteous side. But for the most part, Candace Owens is a very smart woman. I just think a lot of people disagree with her preference in regards to her marrying her former slave master's descendant. Now, that was her choice. You see? That was her choice. So, whatever reason she did that, that's her business. I ain't got time to be getting nobody's bedroom, okay? I ain't got time for that. And whatever reason that she did, maybe it was for a political move. You see? You have to understand who her husband is. I see plenty of taboo couples, black and white couples. Some be black men and white women. Some be black women and white men. You can't tell nobody how to love or where love comes from. Love doesn't come through color. Love comes from the heart, just like hate comes from the heart. A person has got to be the dumbest person in America to hate somebody because of their color. And we got a lot of dumb people here in America. Straight up. A lot of dumb people. Even Charlie Kirk said he wondered when he would go somewhere and he would see a black woman or a black man running that business or in the position that he needs help in. He wondered if they're there. He wondered if they were there because they were intelligent enough to have the position, or were they just some token ninja for DEI? Isn't that what the man said? Obviously, they will know more than what Charlie Kirk did if he went to them for whatever he needed help with. But do you see the degradation? And this is how many white Americans still look at black people today, even though black people gave white people birth. If there was no black people, there would be no white people. Y'all should be thanking black people. Y'all should be thanking black people for just giving you life. But you take the life of those who gave you life. You imprison those who gave you life. You've took the lives of the leaders of those who gave you life. And you're still oppressing them with Donald Trump. I'm just saying. Carlos Perkins. Shouts out to you, Carlos Perkins. No one said you did on your show. What's that, ZZZZZ? What you talking about? I was at work. You was at work when? 1M. Yes, I was sitting in my car. I was shocked. And how people were. Yeah, everybody was shocked. The whole U.S. was shocked. Do you hear me? I think that a lot of people thought that maybe Donald Trump would have got assassinated before Charlie Kirk did. What do y'all think about that? I mean, after all, Donald Trump did have assassination attempts on his life. That's all I'm saying. So a lot of people expected Donald Trump to go before Charlie Kirk. But it didn't happen that way. It's just ironic how the great big fan of Donald Trump ended up being dead. Nobody in his administration, not him, but a fan of Donald Trump. One who went out and got the youth, white youth, to back up Donald Trump. Get his TV cut off. Live. Damn. That's cold. That's cold. But like I said, I'm glad that it wasn't a black man. All of them people out there in Huntington Beach talking about white man fight back. Who you gonna fight back against? The white man? Anyway, you all. Proud white man here. Hey, what's going on, James Anderson? Hey, I respect you for being a proud white man. I'm a proud black man. I'm sure Netanyahu is a proud white Israelite. I'm sure that Mao Tse-tung is a proud Chinaman. You know, I'm sure that, what's that fighter name that just fought? Canolo is a, proud Mexican. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? ZZZ. Hey, man, I am mixed. Okay, that's what's up. So you should understand what we're saying then. Did not Charlie Kirk talk about your mama or your daddy? Was he right? Was he wrong? Because he didn't give the whole story. He just gave out, he do like some people do that read the Bible. Just pick out certain things. Don't tell the whole story, which gives people biased opinions. This is why it's very important for you to read for yourself, see for yourself, think for yourself. That's what Malcolm said. Read for yourself, see for yourself, think for yourself. Obviously, Charlie Kirk didn't have no black friends. Obviously, Charlie Kirk never hung out in the hood. Obviously. Because if Charlie Kirk had some black friends, Charlie Kirk would have never said the things that he did. If Charlie Kirk had some gay friends, Charlie Kirk would have never said the things that he said. If Charlie Kirk had some trans friends, Charlie Kirk would have never said what he said. So it is obvious that Charlie Kirk friends were only right-winged white supremacists. Those were his friends. Those were his buddies, right? That's all we say. Okay? One of them, Cool Anderson, tell God that. Get him, Juan. Bang on that, Juan. Bang on that, man. 100. 100. If Charlie Kirk was so Christian and he was so godly, why didn't God protect him? Why didn't God tell Tyler Robinson, don't do that? Or did God have something to do with it and allowed it to happen? Whew. Now, they say that nothing happens without God's permission. So who do you blame? Do you blame Tyler Robinson or do you blame God? It gets to be too much after a while, okay? Who we got here? Message here for review. Carlos Perkins. This dude isn't making any sense. Me? If I'm not making any sense to you, Carlos Perkins, I still send a shout out to you, and I want to thank you for being here, man. You don't have to agree with what I'm saying. Everybody has their right to their own opinion. But if you're on the frequency I'm on, and you're really talking about world history, you're talking about history, you're talking about religion, you're talking about just real people. Because religion, obviously, is not the savior. Excuse me. Religion is what's going to save people, obviously. Religion is not going to save the United States. This is supposed to be a Christian country, but it is ran by Satan. God ain't nowhere here. God ain't nowhere here, man. Now, you do have a lot of good people out here. But that's godly people. But Satan is ruling because Satan is in power. You can take it or leave it. Just look at the world. Either God is responsible because he let Satan rule, or people have been so deceived and tricked by the delusional master. You see. Yeah. Let me ask you something. For those of you out there that are Charlie Kirk supporters, do you think it's right for just an itty-bitty amount of people in the U.S., like 1%, own the majority of all of the money and businesses in America, the wealth? Is that fair? Why Charlie Kirk didn't talk about that? Why Charlie Kirk didn't talk about equality for everybody? Huh? Why didn't Charlie Kirk talk about that? Tyler Robinson had an answer for him. Not me. Tyler Robinson did. Who else we got out there? Yeah, James Anderson. Those are the fake Jews. Yeah, the Khazars. We know that. 13th tribe. Yeah, we know who the real Jews are. Who you look like? Mr. Potato Head. Hey, that's me, man. I've been called Boston Baked Bean Head, Mr. Milk Dud, you know. It's all good with me. Because I'm a beautiful person. And I'm not a racist. And I don't look down on white people because of their color. Huh? Who my sponsors? White people. White people are my sponsors. Not Charlie Kirk. Obviously, not. But white people are my sponsors. I haven't got one red penny from a person who looks like me in regards to sponsoring this channel. All of them have been white people, Caucasians, even Mormons. Why? Because I'm a godly person. I have friends in good homes. Good friends in all walks of life. Good friends in luxury. Good friends in cars. Whatever. I have the best of friends of all nationalities. Chinese, Koreans, Japanese, Caucasians, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans. I have friends like that. I even have friends that are mixed, okay? Yeah, I'm looking for something I can't find it right now. So I guess I'm not going to find it. Yeah. So I have friends in all walks of life. Excuse me here. Yeah, I have friends in all walks of life, man. I care about color. I'm beyond color. Where's your thinking? Where's your soul? Where's your energy? Real Jews left Israel. Ooh, damn. Now we're talking, Juan. Bang. Now we're talking, Juan. Now we're talking. I like that, Juan. That's what's up. Samuel Hill. Don't make me send Uncle Ruckus to the guy's house. We having a ball out here tonight. Shouts out to you, Samuel Hill. Shouts out to James Anderson again. William Holsey. Because of, is that right? Okay, that's what's up. Shouts out to you, William. Shouts out to Dennis again. Most of us aren't in prison. Yeah. James Anderson, Samuel Hill, Message Hill for review. They getting it in tonight. What you say here? I bring you a little closer. Oh, come on, dude. Stop blaming white people for your problems. Man, ain't nobody blaming nobody for no problems. If you're talking to me, I'm not blaming nobody for my problems. But I do know that a hand, a whole band of hands, a whole band of centuries of hands has had something to do with the destruction of black people. That's actual facts. That's historical facts, world history. That's not even up for debate, okay? That's not even up for debate. Now, if you want to debate that, that means you need to do some more reading. You need to do some more research. You need to argue with someone who is less intelligent than me. Because I'm not going to give my energy on something that I know that is an actual fact. I'm not going to waste my time debating that. Go to my other videos. I did a lot of debating. Go to my other videos on this channel, live or uploads. And if you haven't been to my other channel, MOPOWERZ, go over to that channel. We got a lot of audiobook series over there for you all. Yeah. Stolen Legacy, Black Man of the Nile and His Family, As a Man Thinketh, From Babylon to Timbuktu, which I put my foot in, The Demonology of King James, The Chronological Order from Alchemy to Wicca, The Miseducation of the Negro, The World's 16 Crucified Saviors, The Destruction of Black Civilization, The Fall of America, Message to the Black Man in America, and so forth. We got a whole bunch of videos on my other channel, MOPOWERZ. All one word, no space here on YOUTUBE. So go over there and enjoy yourself with those audiobook series. And while you're over there, you will also find out that we do a lot of traveling. So travel with us to the Grand Canyon. Travel with us to the Black Holocaust Museum in Milwaukee. Travel with us to the Georgia Guidestones. Travel with us to the Mopop Museum. Travel with us to Jimi Hendrix Cemetery. Travel, to his gravesite. Travel with us to Bruce Lee's site. Travel with us to the Garden of the Gods in Colorado. Travel with us to New Mexico. Travel with us to York, Maine, to New Hampshire, to Vermont, to Massachusetts, to Connecticut, to New York, to DC, to the White House. I did a video right in front of the White House. Take a ride with us, man. We couldn't get into Arlington Cemetery at that time. We tried to get in, but we couldn't. The White House, the Jefferson Monument, the King Monument. Yeah. the Lincoln Monument. Take a ride with us, man. We did that whole East Coast all the way down to Florida, all the way back to the West End to Sedona, Arizona, all the way back up to the state of Washington, and back over to Maine. So we did what, a 3,000 by 2,000, because that is the area mass of the U.S., 3,000 by 2,000. And hit everything in between. So take that ride with us on MOPOWERZ. Learn and travel. Learn and travel. We did a little traveling over here too, but not like over there on MOPOWERZ. We even go to the Basketball Hall of Fame there in Springfield, Massachusetts, and the NFL Hall of Fame, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Ohio. Get over to that channel. Subscribe, like, and share. Okay? Who we got out here? A message here for review. Samuel Hill. Who is Curso? You my niggas. Hey, what's up? That's right. We are niggas. Yeah, niggas. King. Yeah, I get you. I get you, brother. I get you, man. We appreciate you. And shouts out to Curso. Shouts out to Curso, because you could have been somewhere else doing something else with someone else. Thank you, Curso, for supporting the channel and being in the live chat room. Balls deep, my nigga. We appreciate you, Curso. We don't want to be as ignorant as you. Yeah, we need black ICE agents. Hell, why should we need black ICE agents? This is stolen land, bro. And the immigrants that is executing all of this federal ICE detention stuff, they're immigrants on stolen land, man. Ain't no right in that. Ain't no godliness in that. All satanic forces. And they are continuously dividing us. Continuously dividing us. Socially, politically, economically, physically, and spiritually, and mentally. Because it's obvious that some of us still got some mental problems to deal with. Some of us are still biased. Some of us are still caught up on color. Some of us are still caught up on religion. And all of this division isn't going to save any of us. See? Can we get somebody in the White House? For all of you voters that's out there, can y'all please elect somebody that's for everybody in the country? Huh? Can you all voters out there vote for someone to get in office that is for everybody in the country? That is, if you're a citizen. Now, I don't have nothing against immigrants, but they should not be outliving the citizens in the country, okay? I'm just saying. What do you all think about that? Some of you here, yeah, we need black ICE agents. We don't want to be as ignorant as you to stop the robberies. Carlos Perkins, yes. Bible says a lot of BS. I agree with you, Curso. If you want to know, look up the course of Noah when he cursed his 3 sons. Noah gonna curse his son because his son saw him naked and drunk? What's there to be cursed about if you see your dad drunk and naked? What's the curse in that? I never get that. But that's the script that they give you in the Bible. And with his 3 sons is where the racism begins. In the book of Noah. Excuse me, he had Shem, Japheth, and Ham. Ham was the black man, right? Shem was the Semitic man, right? And Japheth was the Caucasian. Now, how do you have 3 sons, man? How do you understand? Who's that? Blacks have the most advantages in this country, man. You must be crazy there, James Anderson. Curso, Cap. Curso, stop lying to yourself. He lying like, you know what he lying like, you know. Yeah, he lying like a mother biscuit out there, okay? Um, Jesus has credit. You should worry about black on black crime first. Man, look, let me tell you something. We had black on black crime before there was any even whites on the planet, okay? Let's get that straight. We had black on black crime before white people even existed. And when white people came on the scene, they started making trouble among, not only among us, but among themselves too. Huh? Just ask the brother that's out there in Ukraine, that's in this live chat. Ask him, is there white on white crime? Look at Russia and Ukraine right now. White on white, right? Worse than black on black crime, right? Well, it's all genocide and it's all wrong. It's all genocide and it's all wrong. Why is white people fighting white people? Why is black people fighting white people, black people? Why is black people killing black people? Why is white people killing black people? Why is Latinos killing Latinos? Why is Chinese killing Chinese? Why is, all of the wrong people, people who are not of a righteous consciousness or right-mindedness, I say we should put all of those vagabonds who are not righteous, put them all on the island and let them do their own thing and let them live their own life. We'll send them food. We ain't sending them no clothes. Everybody gonna have the same kind of clothes on and a jumpsuit, okay? But we'll put you on the island. You ain't got no weapons, only the ones that you can make out there while you're on the island. And we don't care if you kill yourself. We don't care if you kill yourself. Will that make America great? If America would do that, I'm sure that America has so much land here. And from me traveling the country like I've traveled, I say that we can drop all of these bad people who want to live by themselves and, all of those white supremacists, put them right over there in North Dakota in the middle of nowhere and let them, fend for themselves. Oh, it's a lot of land in North Dakota that's not even open. It's just mounds. Just mounds, right there, by the Theodore, what's his name? Theodore Roosevelt? Yeah, National Park that I went out there to in North Dakota. Yeah, we'll put them all over there. Enjoy yourself. There's miles and miles and miles that you can walk and you ain't got to bother nobody. I mean miles. Do you hear me? Yeah, just get on that highway. There's parts of the Badlands in South Dakota. Drop them off in the middle of the Badlands, man. Woo. Just drop them off right there. And see how they survive. Yeah. Who we got there? 2-star Floyd D. You should worry about. Shouts out to you though. 2-star Floyd D. Carlos Perkins. Adam Ant. Hey Adam Ant. I'm glad you're in the chat room, man. We welcome you here. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We must look at each other as humans. No more killing. America has Jesus. Well, I agree with you on what you said, Adam Ant. Enough is enough. And we must look at as each other too, we must look at each other as human beings. We all have to live here. We all have to survive here. We all have to help each other here. But we have people like Charlie Kirk and Donald Trump and J.D. Vance who don't want that. Adam Ant, you know that I'm not lying. You ask all of these Americans that's out here, just ask white Americans, do they hate black people? And they can't even tell you why. But the majority still do, according to Google. Don't argue with me now. This is just a Google research that I did on that a couple of years ago. But white people still hate black people, and we never did nothing to you all. Historically. We didn't do nothing to you all until, you all started making trouble among the righteous people. And then we had to do what? We had to kick you out. Oh, where's my cord? My battery's going dead. Damn, y'all gotta hold on for a minute. Y'all still there? Oh, damn. Come on now. Come on now. We trying to get it in here, you all. See how this go. Okay, so now I gotta hold you up, right? Sorry about that. Yeah, because I can't set the phone down while I'm doing the live. I like, you're gonna know when and where. Here for review. Here for review. We like that demon. Stab that angel in the train. Yeah. Demons are everywhere. Little Satans. Yeah. Little evil dwellers. Mischief makers. Now you're gonna mock God. So kindness, guys, kindness is not a weakness. Kindness is not a weakness, but people take it as weakness. In fact, about it, some of those people who are very kind to you are actually mercenaries, killers in disguise. Anybody seen that movie called Arlington Road with Jeff Bridges in it back in the day? Y'all better be careful when y'all think that nice people are weak. People thought Jesus was weak because he was nice, but he was a revolutionary. It got so bad for him that he couldn't even trust his disciples. That's 100. He couldn't even trust his disciples at one point because he was being betrayed so much. And who did he get betrayed by? One of his disciples. Sound like a President Trump and Charlie Kirk situation to me. Those Epstein papers, man. Don't be blasphemous. Who is that out there? FL, is that FL something with a teardrop heart? Yes, James correct. Carlos Perkins, here we go. Charlie Kirk, 100 times smarter than you. Charlie Kirk is 100 times smarter than me. That's why he's dead, right? Right? That's why he's dead, and I'm doing this live because Charlie Kirk was 100 times smarter than me. Okay, you say so. Demon blasphemer, he won't be destroyed. The Holy One will come to judge. You need to get saved, bro. I'm going to pray for you. Have a good night. Hey, Samuel Hill. Samuel Hill, we want to thank you for being here, man. We send our shots out to you. We want to thank you for participating in this live chat that we're having going on. And I want to thank everyone out there that has participated in this live chat because you all helped make the live 100. ZZZ, I'm down here, man. Thanks for being here. Sam Wakefield, you are a demon blasphemy. Yeshua of Nazareth will come to judge, not to be seen to destroy. You blasphemy. Are you talking to me? Well, I hope you're not talking to me. I just really hope you're not talking to me. But if you are, thank you for feeling that I'm blasphemous. Yeshua. And if you are talking to me, Sam Wakefield, Jesus, Yeshua ben Yusuf, he couldn't even save himself after the Romans crucified him on that cross, okay? Huh? He couldn't even save himself. And neither did he want to die for the sins of the world. How can you say that a man wanted to die for the sins of the world, meaning your sins too, when he disagreed with what is going on in the world? He who loves the world is at enmity with God. Isn't that what your good book says? Sam Wakefield, but shouts out to you. Thanks for being here. Sam, you here, you look like a California raisin. Now I look like a California raisin. Oh my God. Well, I tell you something. What comes from? Where does raisin comes from? Dried grapes, right? Dried grapes are very good for you, aren't they? Right? They help you defecate, don't they? You should be thanking me again for helping you take a dump in the bathroom. Can't do nothing without black folks. But they're always talking about black folks. They kill me, man. They're killing me here. Notice how he won't read our remarks. Who is that? Adam, man. What remarks, man? You leaving? I'm looking at you, Adam. I only seen you here. Yes, James, correct. I only seen you here in a couple of questions. I mean, a couple of, maybe he wasn't talking to me. Maybe he was talking to somebody else in the chat. Sorry about that, Adam. Adam, man. But we see you out here. Those are your ancestors, champ, not mine. Notice how he won't read our comments. TG boys, hello, bro. What's up? Shouts out to you, TG. James, your ancestors are from Japan. If you are Caucasian, your ancestors are from Japan. The Caucasus Mountains. Over there, Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. William Hosley, mine are from Ham and Shem. Yeah, mine are from the Ham family. No, the Ham descendant, the black people. Excuse me. Sorry for sniffling, guys. I got some tissue over here I can't get to right now. Napkins. You're right, dude. He's reading just not out loud because he knows. What am I not reading out loud? Huh? What am I not reading out loud? Adam, man. Like, where you coming from? I'm trying to go along with this chat as I go. Trying to give everybody their credit and thanking them for being here. There are the demons in sheep's clothing. Yeah, demons do come in sheep's clothing. Don't they? Yeah. That's how they came to Jesus too. Anyway, Curso, Cab. They got it going on out here in the chat room, you all. James Anderson, that's you. Curso, Samuel Hill. Yeah, they all called Democrats. Yeah, Democrats it is, man. In fact about it, that's where the word democracy comes from. The root word is demons. So Samuel Hill is right about that. Adam sees it. Yeah, I know you see it, Adam. His head is as thick as his glasses. Damn, now y'all want to talk to me about my lovely glasses that's on my face that's helping me read all of these lovely comments that you all are making in the chat room. I thank you all. Kiss the camera. Hey, Travis, what's going on? Thanks for viewing, Travis. Shouts out to you. The black man lives in depression. Wow. Adam, the black man lives in depression. Well, it looks like to me that a lot of Americans, even white Americans, are living in depression right now. Just look at what Tyler Robinson just did. Was he depressed or was he tired? Was he depressed or was he tired? And when you're depressed, you know, you might do some crazy things sometime. You know, was Jesus depressed or was Jesus tired? Christianity is an Ethiopian religion. Yeah, but the Coptics changed it all around. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Them people that was in charge when Justinian was in charge, Justinian the First, and Leo Pope Leo the Fourth, something like that. Was it the first? the first. Yeah, Pope Leo the first. Yeah. Oh, we down with the history over here, okay? Speak the truth, my brother. You're doing a good job. I appreciate you out there, Travis, Sean Wakefield. What a shit was that? You say, came to my mind that reporter who got a fly into his mouth in the middle of nowhere. The guy's a demon. Adamant. Shame on you. Keeping the divide. You're unwelcome. Hey, they getting it in tonight, you all. And I appreciate once again everybody that's out there in the chat room. I thank you all for being here, for participating and supporting the show. I will most definitely be subscribing to everybody that's in the chat room. I will most definitely be subscribing to your chat room. It may not be until this afternoon, but you will most definitely get a subscribe from me. And it is my hopes that you will subscribe to this channel. But we're going to get out of here right now, you all. Who's this here? Mihal, you the problem with black? Huh? With Usa, you speaking on gays and weeks, he talks about real values, not just gays. Okay. Charlie Kirk, back on him. Like I said, Charlie Kirk did speak about something that I did like. He spoke about being anti-gay. He spoke about anti-trans. He spoke about man being with woman versus man being with man. I agree with that. Now, whatever preference you have, I don't dislike you for your preference. But when you downright disrespect people for their preference, then you are offending people, not having any thought for another human being's feeling or why they feel the way they feel or why they chose the way they chose. Everyone is not going to agree with Charlie Kirk, obviously. And you have some people that are going to agree with him. But just because a person disagrees with you, there are some things that you all do disagree on if you really want to be honest about the situation. And most people don't know how to be honest. Not even with them own selves do they know how to be honest. Dude, don't support him at all. Yeah, but you're not one. James Anderson. Who we got? We got somebody new here. Duck off 24. He said we should have stayed in slavery and not have. You see what I'm saying? What kind of slave master mind setting is that? Anybody out there, for all of you Charlie Kirk supporters, do you think that the white man should still have the black people in slavery? Huh? Seeing that that's what Charlie Kirk would have wanted. Is that what you all want? So that you all could still rule in evilment, evilness, wickedness? Shame on you. Shame on you. Do you see the mindset of the supporters of Charlie Kirk? Now, if Charlie Kirk wanted black people to be still in slavery, what does that tell you about Charlie Kirk? I'm just saying. That's not even up for debate. Adamant. No, me too, James. God bless you. Duck off. Y'all are slow as, AF, okay? And he talked down on milk. He talked down on a whole bunch of things, okay? And he paid for it with his life. And he paid for it with his life. And the sad thing about him losing his life is that he didn't lose his life for righteousness. He lost his life because of wicked attitude, because of a wicked mindset, because of wicked words that he was enunciating from his mouth that came from his brain and his heart. That's why Charlie Kirk, that's one of the reasons why he dead. Because of that. Christians just scared if we were to ever come together to do what y'all did to us. Huh? They don't want that. They don't want that. You see, Christians enslaved black people. White slave masters gave the slave masters that Bible. And that's the only book that they gave you to read. Have you ever thought about why? Huh? Charlie Kirk believed in Christianity, so you say, and he believed in God. He believed in Jesus. That's what you say. But if he believed in the Bible, isn't the Bible a book of wickedness? Isn't the Bible a book of wickedness? Because all of the stories that I hear in the Bible are nothing but wicked until I get to the gospel. And even all of Jesus' disciples end up dying. They ended up being jailed, imprisoned, stoned to death, crucified upside down like Peter did. Hey, you all, we back again. We back again, you all. Got some electricity going, okay? But it was going down out there in that chat room. And I appreciate everybody that was out there tonight. This has been a blessing tonight. Thank you all for being here. We thank you. And like I said, I will be supporting to all of those people that was in the chat room. Because you all supported me, I will support you. That's what it's all about. And I don't care if you are black or white out there. If you have a YouTube channel and you supported this channel on this live, I will be subscribing to your channel. Okay? And if you all are into hip-hop, R&B, spoken word, comedy, independent movies, Chicago street clips, go over to my last channel, THEMOSHOWCHICAGO Classics, all one word, no space here on YOUTUBE. And there you will find the likes of Twister, Shauna, Mano, Mecca, The Nomads, Ejilla Beats, Pilot High, Diane Corder, Dion Cole, Reggie Reg, Quintella, Snoop, Daryl Banks, Shari Shari, and a whole lot of other people, including Killer Bloodline. And on your way out the door, you all, for those who stayed in the chat room, we ask one thing of you in support of this channel, and that is that you press that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and the word all to help ensure that you get notifications when we upload videos here on YOUTUBE, and also press those condiments, the like and the share. Share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come to contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. And stay tuned later on. Look out for those notifications because we will be uploading another episode of We Got That Smoke on this channel. And this week, unlike last week, we will have more videos uploaded on MOPOWERZ. We have another audiobook series, you all. Stay tuned, you all. Peace out. Never ever give up on your dreams. Thanks for viewing. And that's my time. Peace out.